All I have to say is wow. What's up, fellow cinephiles? This is Dominic from Film Overload, the channel where we talk about movies, pop culture, and everything in between. And today I have another, well, somewhat retro review, but this is my very first Criterion review. Yes, I decided to start yet another playlist on this channel dedicated to movies from the Criterion collection, and I am a big fan of this particular collection. But today's review, I am revisiting a movie that I've already seen before, but after a rewatch, I really see it now with a fresh new pair of eyes, and it is much better after the rewatch. And that is the 1950 romantic thriller In a Lonely Place. Now, like I mentioned previously, I have already seen this movie probably about a year ago, and the first time I saw this movie, I really overlooked it. I didn't think it was really that interesting after my first viewing of this movie, but after revisiting it today, I really appreciate this movie the second time around. And director Nicholas Ray really taps into the human emotion here in this movie. I mean, this movie has it all. It has romance, it has drama, it has suspense, it has thrills, it has everything you could possibly think of in this movie, all wrapped up into one bundle. And I absolutely loved the way the story was told. The story in this movie is the sole contributor to this movie's interest. The story is what really drives this movie home, in my honest opinion. A movie that really grips you from start to finish, and I love those kinds of movies personally. So the story here is just really, really good and really well done. Now, apparently this movie was based off of a book. I have not read the book, I've only seen the movie, but the writing in this movie as well was also really, really well done. And again, this is during a period of time when Hollywood would actually hire talented people to sit down in a room and write these movies out. And this movie is just another prime example. A movie that completely encapsulates you from beginning to end because of how interesting the writers came up with telling these stories through the eyes of these various characters. So the writing, once again, is just a very strong element in this film. However, the main highlight of this film is the incredible performance of the one and the only Humphrey Bogart. This man is pure perfection, and he gives one of the most vulnerable performances ever in the history of movies, in my honest opinion. This performance from Humphrey is just fantastic, and I know a lot of people think his best movie is Casablanca in terms of acting. I personally believe that it is actually this movie. He delivers one of the most heartfelt and just emotional performances I have ever seen him do. His character is just so interesting because of Humphrey's acting abilities, and his character is really, once again, one of the main driving forces behind the intrigue that you get when you immediately turn on this film. And Humphrey, once again, just puts on a clinic of acting in this movie. However, Humphrey Bogart was not alone in this movie. In fact, Gloria Graham held her own with Humphrey pretty well, in my honest opinion. I really dug her character as well, and through the communication and just the instant charisma that both Humphrey and Gloria show in this movie, you're instantly hooked in their characters and their relationship with each other as well. I really dug their chemistry. I really kind of dug the way they went back and forth with each other. Their dialogue was just so well written, and that just made for some very fascinating characters, in my honest opinion. So Humphrey Bogart was really good, but Gloria Graham really surprised me as well. Now, I really dug the supporting characters in this movie, as all of them played a small part in ultimately pushing the plot forward, and I really do appreciate those kinds of movies where they don't rely on one or two characters to tell you the entire plot, but they use every single character in some way, shape, or form to push the story forward. And the supporting characters in this movie were no exception as well. They really added a lot to this movie, and again, really helped push that story forward. Now, this movie is not a slow burn at all. In fact, it's only an hour and 34 minutes long. So, for me at least, it was a very quick and snappy experience. And again, you really have no time to think about the runtime because of how instantly you're hooked on the story, the characters, and the world. Overall, In a Lonely Place is a really great film, and again, one that I really appreciate now after a rewatch. A movie that is totally carried by a really great story, a really solid script, the fantastic vulnerability of Humphrey Bogart, and just a really stellar group of characters around him as well. Now, last Criterion sale, I was very cautious and kind of hesitant about buying this movie. It looked interesting, but I wasn't quite sure yet. But I'm now certain after rewatching this movie, I am definitely adding this movie to my list of shopping when July comes. So now my YouTube analytics are telling me that 98% of you are not yet subscribed to this channel. So if you are new here and enjoy this kind of content and want to see more like it, be sure to hit that like button. Also hit subscribe and ring the bell, aka the notifications, so that you guys can get notified every single time that I post a video. You can follow me on Letterboxd, which is right here. I post all my movie reviews on Letterboxd as it helps me keep track of movies that I have watched, movies that I haven't watched, and movies that I will watch. And I think you guys would benefit greatly from this app and this website if you are indeed lovers of cinema like myself. As always, guys, happy movie watching. Take care.